All right, welcome back. It's week 2, and we are talking about pipes, the P in pipes for prepare. That is where we're starting today. So for everybody that's joining me live, I love to see faces if you are able. If not, it's okay, but just be with me in the chat. Give me something so I know you're with me and I'm not out here on this island by myself, and that you're also tracking with me. You're keeping up with me. All right. So the P in pipe stands for prepare. I just want to show you another image or show you an image of a chess game, because I want you to remember that. That is so, so important. Um, Everything we do, that mindset is so important. Let me put my Spanish sage on. I can already see what kind of night it's going to be. Um, Having that mindset as you go into this business, where everything we do, we should be looking 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead. That even has a lot to do with how we use our time and how we prepare, right? We want to make sure we're preparing in such a way that will allow us to execute really well. All right, there's a couple of basics that I want to go over with you guys to make sure you're aware of a few things, because when we talk about preparation, the preparation stage in the process, one of the first things we need to do is set a goal. So if you were on the call last night, the Launch doTERRA call last night with Justin Harrison, Mandy Summers gave this illustration. I thought it was so powerful. She said, if you were to take a vacation, do you just show up at the airport without a destination in mind, without tickets booked? You just like, you know what? I'm going to get to the airport and then we'll figure it out. No, that's not how we roll, right? Some of us have like full itineraries a year in advance for a vacation that's coming, right? We know exactly what we're doing. We know how much money it's going to cost. We know where we're going. Again, we have an itinerary, we have a plan. And so that's really what needs to happen when you're in this business. You're never going to arrive to a destination if you don't have a plan to get there. And so that's really what the preparation stage is for, is to help you get a plan together, so that you are not just aimlessly, there's a scripture about this, about throwing your blows. We want to make those blows count, right? Make sure the time we're using in our doTERRA business is actually going to work, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about the goals there are to be set in doTERRA. So we're going to talk about the ranks, okay? So before we get into ranks, because that's what's going to help you set your personal goal, you need to know your acronyms. Okay, take a picture of this slide, write it down. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Write these acronyms down, because they will cost you money if you do not know them. I want you to know them, and I want you to get used to hearing them early in your doTERRA career, because there's so many people confused about these 3 acronyms, and they are directly related to compensation, right? You're here because you want to make money, I presume. So goal setting without talking about money, to me, in business is a little weird. So we're gonna talk about that. So 3 acronyms you need to know. PV. Okay, so PV, I want you to think of 2 things. I want you to think of personal volume. Okay, that's any order you place on your account. That is your personal volume. Okay, any order you place on your personal account, whether you're ordering for your mama's sister's cousin or not. I don't know, that's probably your aunt, but it doesn't matter. That's your cousin too. No matter who you're ordering for, if you're ordering on your account, it is considered PV, personal volume. Now, when I talk to customers, I don't say that. I say it stands for product value, because that makes more sense for customers. But when it comes to us and getting paid, PV means personal volume, the volume on your personal account. All right? Take it down one level. TV, 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 TV. Like, get it in your head. That is, okay, good. That is team volume. That is not total volume. It is team volume. TV means team volume. Write it down, put it in front of you so you see it all the time. I'm talking slow because people get confused so much on this. TV is team volume. Team volume is your personal volume, your PV, plus the volume that exists on your front line only. Now, your front line can be both business partners, your 3 qualifying legs, and or customers. Okay? Front line, the people on in your graphic tree, the people who sit immediately below you is what we call your front line. That is what TV stands for. All right? Not to be confused with OV. OV is organizational volume or overall volume. Organizational volume is your PV, your TV, and everything else. It is all of the volume that exists within your organization. Okay? And that includes your own personal orders. Everybody with me? PV, yours, TV, you and your front line, OV, everybody. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's move on. I'm sticking on it because I don't know how many times I have to say it. So just make sure we are clear. We talked about this last time. Again, we always have an LRP template. 100 PV at a minimum, 150 is ideal to maximize compensation plan. And that is directly related to TV. Also directly related to your 1500 power of 3. That's another conversation for another day. So to make sure we always have our 100 PV LRP template in place at all times, or we won't get paid. None of it will matter. Okay. This is a slide that maybe some of you have seen before. This just shows you the possibilities with doTERRA, right? These are all of the ranks. Our lowest rank that we talk about. There are a couple of ranks before elite, but elite is our foundational rank. We talked about this last week, right? Elite is the foundational rank. That is where we start. And we can go all the way up to Presidential Diamond. Presidential Diamonds is doTERRA's top rank. Once you hit Presidential Diamond, you can do it again and again and again. We'll talk about that later. But Presidential Diamond is the highest you can go in one organization. All right. So what we're going to do is walk you through each of these ranks. We'll talk about the amount of money you can make, how long it takes for people to get there. Because what I want you to do is have a goal in mind. So take a moment. If you can just take like 30 seconds and you can give this a little bit more thought later. You might already know the answer to this. How much money, and just think about your immediate goal with doTERRA. How much money, that's not true. I want you to think about your big picture goal with doTERRA. How much money would you like doTERRA to bring in on a monthly basis? Write it down. You can pie in the sky it. Write it down. How much money would you like doTERRA to bring in on a monthly basis? Okay. Now I want you to write down how quickly you need to be at that dollar amount. We talked last week about strategy and understanding that you're not even gonna make $1,000 in doTERRA without strategy, right? You need to have strategy. So keeping in mind that it's gonna take work and energy and effort, how long do you need before you're making that amount of money? Does that question make sense? You guys follow on that question? Some people need to make $10,000 a month by next month because they're quitting another job. So that makes a difference. Okay, so I want you to keep those numbers in front of you as we get into these ranks, because I'm going to give you some practical numbers. Now, I do believe that some of this will be changing for the better in the future, but this is what we're working with right now come to convention, and I think we'll get some exciting news. As of now, the foundational rank is elite. Elite is no structure, no strategy, simply sales. Okay, it's 3,000 in sales each month or 3,000 in OV, organizational volume. All right, an average elite. Now, I want you to, when you're looking at this slide, I want to make sure that let me just make this big so I can see it. Because I'm blind, apparently. All right, the average elite makes about $350 a month. When you are new to the rank of elite, you're making anywhere from $300 to $800 a month. Pay attention to that. $300 to $800 a month when you're new, but the average monthly income for an elite is about $357 a month. The average person, it takes the average person about 6 months to reach elite, working about 8 hours a week. You want to do it faster? I did it in 1 month. I didn't count my hours, but if you're doing it in 1 month, it's about 20 hours, part-time job. All right, you tracking with me? To maintain, yeah.
Danny? Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I just saw the weekly time spent. Part-time job, those are hours in a week, not a month. I just
hours in a week. Correct.
Yep.
Hours in a week. So if you want to do it fast in a month, then it's 20 hours in a week. So part-time job, right? To hit that in a month. And to maintain, if you just want to sit at elite and continue to get about $357 a month, you'd be working about 8 hours a week. All right. This is the rank of elite. Foundational rank. Next up is Premier. Premier is where strategy comes in, strategic placement. Strategic placement comes in with the rank of Premier. All right, what is a Premier? Well, Premiers bring in 5,000 overall volume or organizational volume. That's everything from on your account and below would be tracking at 5K overall volume. However, 2,000 needs to be in one leg and 2,000 needs to be in another leg. So that's the rank of executive, which we haven't talked about. So you are a Premier when you have over 5,000 in sales, over 5,000 OV, and 2 executive legs. 2,000 in one leg, 2,000 in another, which means technically you could have 10,000 volume, 10,000 in OV, but if it's all sitting in one leg, guess what rank you are? Elite, right? So this is what I mean by strategic placement. It happens beginning at the rank of Premier. So when I say we have to be strategic about every single move we make, when we talk about placement, it's where we place the people that are coming into our organization. Every customer, every new builder needs to be strategically placed because our ranks, like where our volume is located, matters. 5,000 for Premier, 2,000 in either leg. It takes about 15 hours a week to reach the rank of Premier. Most people hit Premier in 3 to 6 months. I did it in month 2. The weekly average to maintain Premier is about 10 to 15 hours a week. And the average monthly income is about $876 a month. That's average once you've hit it. A new Premier is making about $600 to $1,000. Okay.
Is there a difference between new and mature or new and old? And that range?
Price range? Like what's the difference in why it's higher over here? Yeah.
Right. Well, or you said that a new elite and a new Premier make a certain amount, but we didn't hear the kind of other side of that.
Yeah. So when in these ranks, these are our lower ranks.
Right.
In these ranks, you are just starting your business for the most part.
Mhm.
So a lot of that income coming in is fast start. It's a particular bonus. It's our
Okay.
fast start bonus. But as you mature, and if you're not bringing in new customers, then you're the average. If you just have like a solid, your existing customers ordering, your
Mhm.
solid income is about $850 for a premiere. It's going to go up with your enrollments.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, okay. Now, but what you're going to see is a change when you get to the higher ranks. So let's go up to silver. So silver is 3 elites. How much volume is in does an elite have? It's a test.
3,000.
3,000. Bam. So a silver, you see, we're not talking about OV anymore. We are strictly talking about rank at this point. So a silver, you are a silver leader when you have taught 3 people how to get and maintain the rank of elite, which is simple. 3,000, no sales, strictly sales, no strategy. All right. Okay, let's talk about it. About 25 hours a week to reach the rank of silver. It takes about 13 months to reach the rank. To maintain silver is about 15 to 20 hours a week. The average monthly income after you have sustained your silver leg is about $2,300 a month. When you are new, it's about $1,200 a month. You see what happened there?
Mhm.
A stable silver makes more than a new silver. And that you'll see that trend drastically continue as you rise in rank. Okay.
Mhm.
You guys, everybody with me? So here we are, silver, 3 elite legs, about 25 hours to reach it, about 15 so hours to maintain it. Okay. Anybody, and we have any silvers here? When you look at your paper, when you look at how much you want to make, focus on the dollar amount. Do we have any people that are striving here for the rank of silver? Okay. I presume everybody wants to be higher than silver, so let's go up. Golds. You are a gold leader when you have 3 people, 3 legs who are at the rank of premier. We just talked about what premiers were, right? So a gold has led 3 people to the rank of premier. To be a gold, it takes about 35 hours, working about 35 hours a week to reach the rank of gold in about 15 months. It takes about 25 to 35 hours a week to maintain the rank of gold. Average is about $5,000 a month. That's average. When you first get in the rank, it's about $3,500 a month. Okay. So I'll tell you my personal experience, and I'm just being open and honest with you guys. What my personal experience has been is all of these numbers for me were accurate. I made more than elite, premier, silver. I always made above average. For gold, I have always my average, right? I have months where I make more, but most of my months are in the 35 to 4,000 range. And I would like for it to be higher. Let's just be real. But my gold organization is still, even though I've had it for about a year, it's still relatively new. Okay. So this is real talk. These hours are accurate. These are about amount of hours that I work. And I'll tell you my own personal experience. I hit silver, elite month 1, premier month 2. Silver, it took me a year and a half to hit silver. I wasn't pushing for it. It just kind of naturally happened. But after I hit silver, I hit gold 2 months later. So while there are averages here, no, you can always do this faster if you want. And I didn't have a mentor for most of this. So there you have it. You have a mentor, you do it much faster. Okay. Anybody gold? Do you have any aspiring gold people here? Anybody want to make about $5,000 a month? Oh, shall we go higher? Let's go. Platinum. Platinum, is the rank where you have led 3 people to silver. So I ask you, how many elites make up platinum? You guys didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
9.
Oh.
9 elites, because each silver needs 3 elites. Yeah? All right. So you're a platinum leader when you've led 3 people to the rank of silver. It takes about 35 hours to reach the rank, about 23 months to get there. To maintain it, it's about 25 to 40 hours a week. Because when you're looking at maintenance, it's a new platinum organization versus a solid fat platinum organization. Okay. A fat platinum organization, it doesn't require much to maintain that. Average monthly income is about $9,000. Now, here I will say, with a fat organization, platinum is, like, to me, the hardest rank. And what I have heard from people, platinum is the hardest rank to get to, and the pay for platinum is laughable. That's my own personal opinion. They're looking at it because it's a joke. Expected income when you are new to the rank, $6,000. Again, that for me was not accurate at all. I mean, I think I made $500 more, so I think I made 4,000. Get out of here. Not worth it, in my opinion. I shouldn't be saying this. Okay, I can't even share this recording now. Okay, so platinum, 3 silvers. You see, you're working.
Real, Danny. You're keeping it real, Danny. I appreciate that.
But I am speaking to this because I know that corporate is aware of this. So I think they're going to fix this. Nobody, like, I could care less about platinum. I care less about platinum. I'm focused on diamond. If there was a bigger jump in my salary or in my pay, then heck yeah, I'd be focused on platinum. But it's a joke to me right now. So I say how many platinums we have out there? How many of you, like, $9,000-$10,000 monthly is the goal? Nobody. What are y'all? Okay, Shay is about platinum. Platinum income is about right for Shay. Okay, good. So I say if you're Shay, you came off mute.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I wrote down 10,000.
Okay.
But then I was okay. Realistically, gold would probably be realistic at the moment.
No, $10,000 a month is very realistic with doTERRA. It's very realistic. I just say, if that's what you want, go here. Go here. Diamond. Now, I say all the time, builders come and go. You can have business partners that come into your organization and leave, that they work some months and then they stop. That just happens because they're not making enough money to make them stick around, right? So builders come and go, but diamonds are forever. Right? How much time to weekly is it involved? Okay. How much time weekly to get to the rank of diamond? Let's be real here, about 40 to 60 hours. This is a full-time job. The amount of time, okay, if you are working 40 to 60 hours a week to reach the rank of diamond, it's going to take you about 2 years to do it. Our upline, Elise Chedevi, has a program where people can do it in a year. She's cranking diamonds out in a year. Weekly time spent, 40 to 60 hours. You're working full-time at a diamond. Average monthly income, $17,000 a month. Okay, that's average. That's a fat, mature diamond. You're going to have people who make more than that as diamonds and people who make less than that as diamonds. The average expected income when you first hit is about $8,500. All right, so this is why we strive for diamond, but we don't just strive to hit it. I mean, occasionally, that's not what I'm striving for. I'm trying to hit it and hold it. Right, so that that average monthly income starts to get fatter. And then what I have learned in building doTERRA is, unless you are aggressively growing, like, let's say you get to diamond, you've built it, it's solid, you don't have to keep working 40 to 60 hours if you are satisfied at diamond. but a lot of people will continue to go up, and I will show you why. All right, so this is diamond, 4
Danny?
silver. Yes.
So this is the first one of the ranks that requires 4, right? The previous ones were 3. So, is the accounting for the time span between platinum and diamond, about having to build a whole nother leg up to silver?
The timing.
The time span, between, you mentioned the gap in time to get from here to there is because you're building a whole new organization under you, or are there other things that
I'm thinking about
contribute
the
to the
best
time?
way to answer it. So, I don't know. I just think it depends on your strategy.
Okay.
Because some people, my upline, she went and she recruited. She's very strategic about how she did it. She went and recruited all her people. So she had a ton of people to start with. So she had her front line, her 4 leaders off the gate. And she brought all of them into a training session like this and launched them all at the same time. So their businesses, everybody was growing at the same time. That's how she was able to do it so rapidly. Most people cannot. She had a lot of network marketing experience. Most people are not that experienced or have that level of energy to do that. So what doTERRA encourages people to do is build your 3 legs, because with your 3 legs, you can get all the way to platinum. Come on now. All the way to platinum. And I'm gonna give you a better average of like a new platinum is probably about 5,000, probably a good 5 to 6,000 is probably an average platinum income. So let's say that's decent money for 3 legs, but 3 legs opens up a lot of other parts of the compensation plan. So they're like, go ahead and solidify that. This way you're getting, all of these other bonuses that you need in order to rise and rank and make more money. And once you're established there, then build your 4th leg. That's typically how people do it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I think it just
Yes.
depends. It depends on your skill as a leader and a mentor, and it depends on the skill of the people that you're working with. So, period.
Yep.
Yeah. That makes sense, guys? Okay. So here we are at Diamond. We're making about $17,000 a month. Is Diamond on anybody's list? Money-wise? Got any diamonds in the house?
Yeah, diamond would be great.
Yeah. Okay, we got a few diamonds.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go up. Next up, blue diamond. See, we got another leg here for you, Sharice. 5 legs, 5 leaders, and now these 5 people are gold. Okay, 5 people are gold. Okay, 40 to 60 hours to get there, 36 months, about 3 years to build to that rank. Maintenance hours are about 20 to 30 hours a month. The average monthly income, 38,000. Expected income when you're new, 22,000. And the blue diamonds that I speak to validate this still today, that this is accurate. Okay, so a blue diamond is a person who has 5 leaders who reach the rank of gold. Okay, that is a blue diamond. Any blue diamonds in the house? Any aspiring blue diamonds? There she is. I was waiting for her. All right. Next up. Presidential. So presidential is the top rank in doTERRA. Presidentials have 6 legs, 6 platinum leaders at the rank of presidential. So that's why it doesn't make any sense that platinums don't make more money, because platinums make presidentials, so pay us more. Hello. So go ahead, Sharice.
No, I didn't have a question.
Oh, okay, okay. 40, I want you to look at this, okay? 40 to 60 hours a week to reach the rank, about 48 months to get there. Maintenance, 10 hours a month. 10 hours a month. Average monthly income, 100K. New to the rank, 60,000. Okay. Any idea why the weekly maintenance is 10 to 20 hours when all the other ranks were 30 to 40? Any idea why it would be less at this rank?
I
Shay,
feel like
go ahead,
So
Makai.
people- oh,
I'm saying I feel like it's because your downline will be doing a lot of the work. You just kind of have to keep mentoring them.
Yeah,
There you have it. Is that what you're going to say, Shay?
yes.
or shy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Shireen, Shay, right.
A lot of shies in the house.
That's right.
I love it.
Danny, you should come on over.
I know. I was trying to figure out how I can have an alias. But yes, you are right, Micaiah, Shay, all y'all. You are right. At a presidential diamond level, you are a true leader, and you're leading platinums. You're leading people who have been through almost every rank, right? Because what makes a platinum is a gold. So as long as you know how to take people to the rank of gold, you can. Is that even true? Yes, platinums are golds. A step above silver. As long as you know what it takes to hit the rank of gold, you can tell someone else how to hit the rank of gold, right? That's the theory there. So you know this business. So at this point, presidential diamonds, I'm not saying that they're just like chilling. I mean, kind of they are, but they are mentoring. But it's not the same type of mentoring that you guys will get when you first start, right? It's not going to be very hands-on. It's going to be like my presidential diamond, who's a triple diamond. Let's just talk about that. I go to her if I have a very specific need. Even my blue diamond, if I have a very specific need, and at this phase of my game, it's financial. Like, hey, I need you to, can you help me pay for this for my team? Can you send me products? That's what it is. And they willingly do it. They're making, $100,000 a month. So please take that down here making idiots. Anyway. I hate that I can't ship this word. All right. So this is the top rank. The beautiful thing about presidential diamond is once you hit it, now by the time you hit presidential, you know exactly what it takes to be a presidential. You can do it again and again and again and again and again. I don't know why anyone we need to do it multiple times, but if you need to, if your dream is that big, if your financial goal, what you have on your paper is that big, excuse me, then you know that this is a great company to work with because these numbers are real. Now, do we have any presidential diamonds in the house? Some of y'all didn't raise your hands, so I'm curious. Is it more than a presidential? Okay, so Shay's like, I want presidential diamond money. All right. Now, so when I first started, it's funny now. All I wanted was gold. I was like, if I can make $5,000 a month, I'm good. I am solid, right? And then, of course, I was like, oh, okay, I see how this works. And I want you guys to be very clear at how this works. I want you to look at my face when I say this. Once a diamond does not mean always a diamond. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff in the chat. Once a diamond does not mean always a diamond, okay? What that means is every month, and I think you asked this question last week, Sharice, every month, everybody, presidential and beyond, elites, don't matter, executives, we all go back down to 0. Every month. The beginning of the month, we start at 0. Now, some of us climb much faster than others in volume, right? But we all start back at 0. So every month you have to be building in such a way that your organization is recreating that same volume on a monthly basis. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. So while I started out with gold, I realized, every month is not a gold month, which means when you get started in this business, you kind of end up having, as you grow, you have default ranks, some ranks that you know you'll always hit because your volume is always there, right? So my default rank is always silver right now. I know I will always hit silver. Gold requires more work, not a ton of work, but it does require active enrolling, active bringing in of new customers within my organization. So for me, and this is just something for you guys to consider because it was an aha moment for me. For me, Presidential Diamond does make sense. Do I need $100,000 a month? No. If I hit Presidential one time, I'll be good. But a Presidential Diamond organization does make sense because on the months that I'm not presidential, what am I? Well, I'm certainly not silver. If I've built a Presidential Diamond organization on a bad month, I'm probably diamond at the least, right? So for me, building beyond the rate that I want to go makes sense so that my default rank is higher. Like insurance. Okay. So now I'm not pressed. I'm not like, gotta be Presidential Diamond or else. That's not my energy. But when the time is right, I will add, when the time is right, when the leader is right, I will add those additional legs and focus on building because it makes sense in the long term. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? No? I'm going to catch up in the chat real quick because I see that I missed quite a lot. All right. So there's a question, Chiron, what did your work consist of? Working the required amount of hours. Could you elaborate on that question?
Like basically, what did you do day to day? Because I hear a lot of people say, yeah, I work, X amount of hours a day. And I'm just curious, like, okay, exactly what is the work? Is it just making calls or is it just, inviting or is it hosting classes?
Mm-hmm. Very
That's
good.
what I meant.
Yeah. So it depends. It depends on where you are in your business. When you're at the beginning stage, where all of you are, you're at the beginning stage of your business, a lot of your time is spent in the PIPE. Preparation, inviting, presenting, and enrolling. That is where the bulk of your work is. So when I first started, I was learning about the oils, the preparation. I was planning what I was going to do, who I was going to contact, right? I was, building a plan. I didn't spend a lot of time in preparation. A lot of people spend more time than I did. Then I immediately went to inviting. The I inviting is when you're actually connecting with people. That's, to me, when you're really throughout your doTERRA career, the I is really what generates the E, which is the enrollment, right? The I is where you're connecting with people. So I showed up on social media. I was creating content. I was talking to people. I was like planning classes. That was the P, planning classes to invite people to, right? I was following up on leads. There was a lot of peopling in the inviting stage, especially at the beginning. If you're not connecting with people, especially at the beginning, your business will not grow. You want me to say it again? Or did y'all receive it? If you are not daily connecting with people, it's not going to, if it's like one person here, one person there, one person here, then don't be surprised when you're not enrolling. It's a numbers game. The more people in that pipeline, the more people come out of it. Okay. So I understood that enough to know, and I generated a lot of activity and lots of conversation. I was overwhelmed with all of the inviting I was doing. I was like, I don't know what I invite you to. I don't even know. And because of that, I was then presenting. So I was showing up on social media, educating. I was presenting in classes. I was presenting in one-on-ones. And because of that, I was enrolling. So I was bringing them in because I was bringing them in, right? So what I did not focus on was the S, which is supporting them and making sure that they had a really good onboarding experience. I'm working on that now, but 5.5 years in, I've built my business in the first part of pipe, and it's been relatively successful. Definitely would have been more successful if the S was set up, but that's what I'm doing for you guys. I hope that was helpful. Chiron, give me a sign.
Yes, yes, very helpful. Thank you so much.
Good. All right. So Micaiah is saying diamond is the one she wants. Let's do it. Chiron is saying diamonds, G's. Because at that level, your downline is growing. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Elise Chedevy's check is $300,000 a month. All right.
Good Lord.
Can I have $1?
Right.
All right. So you have your goal. Now you have to think about how quickly do you want that goal? We know it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. And it can happen fast, but just know it's going to take a lot of work and energy and effort to make it happen fast. If diamond is on your radar, and I want to be clear, it doesn't have to be on your radar. It doesn't have to be. Just be clear. It can be whatever goal it is. But whatever it is, it's going to take people. It's going to take people to grow with you, to help you to reach those goals. All right. So the first thing you should be doing is, in your preparation phase, is finding your people, taking some time to map out who are my people. Some of you have already done this. Some of you are in the process of doing this. Some of you have done it in the past. And I'm going to encourage you to do it again. We are constantly bringing people into our pipeline. All right. So this is a tried and proven network marketing tactic. Some don't think it works. I believe it works. You gotta work it. It's a 100 names list. Is that familiar to everybody? Shay, were you gonna say something? Oh, okay. You just showed us your beautiful face. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Since you saw pretending, you saw my big hair too, but that's another story.
I like it. All right. So the first thing is a 100 names list. So I want you to consider, Chiron hates the 100 names list. I know. Don't overcomplicate it. And Chiron, I want you to think about this, right? I don't know if you guys have ever, I won't even explain it to you, but what I'll say is this. Your names list, your contacts, your people is golden. It's golden, right? People sell their client lists to other people, right? Like if you're selling your business, they know how to work the business. They want the leads. They want the names, right? That is what you have. You have leads that you pay a lot of money for otherwise in your existing network. Tap into that. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. You're going to penetrate first your warm market. Those are the people who already know, like, and trust you. People will only buy from people that they know, like, and trust. That's why if you're on social media and all you're doing is cranking out content and there is no face to the content, you will not sell anything. Unless it's your mom. And what about your mom? She already knows. Hopefully she likes and trusts you. Right? She know you, but I don't know what, right? So you have to think about that. The know, like, and trust factor has to be established before someone is ready to make a buying decision. That's just like marketing 101. All right. So you already have a whole bunch of people in your network that know, like, and trust you. That is where we begin. So what I challenge you to do before next week, our call, is to sit down and put 100 names on a piece of paper. Now, I don't want you to overthink it and be thinking does this person know, like, and trust me? Does this person know? No, just name enters head, it hits the paper. Because I'm going to tell you the next step in a second. So all you focus on is name enters head, goes on paper. Don't think about anything else. Okay? Now remember, if you're pushing for diamond, that's 4 leaders. That's a lot of people you got to go through to find your 4 leaders. And that's just your front line. So you got to make sure you have something to pull from, people to pull from. Don't think about whether or not they think this opportunity is for them. Don't think about that. Just name in head on paper. Don't think about like, oh, they don't like natural things. Don't. Name enters head, put it on paper, because those names will lead to other names. All right, are we clear? And here's the thing about these assignments, guys, that I'm giving you. It's totally up to you whether or not you execute them. I'm not a manager. I'm a mentor. You're an entrepreneur. I'm telling you what I know works. So you decide whether or not you actually want to do it. All right, so you got to put your names on your paper. The next step, so do that first, okay? Get 100 names. If you can get 200 names, even better. Even better. Okay, because we're going to vet. We're going to scrub this list, all right? You got your names on paper. Now, the next thing we want you to do is go down name by name and rate these people. You're going to rank them on a scale from 1 to 7. 1 to 7 if they're married. 1 to 6 if they're not. All right? So what we're rating them on is based on a survey that Elise Chadavi did a couple years ago, a few years ago. She went and interviewed the diamonds that were in doTERRA. And she interviewed them to figure out what are the commonalities in these people. What are the traits that we're seeing in these people? Because they're all making, $17,000 on average a month. What do they have in common? And there were 7 things that they had in common. Ready? Hang on. I always forget them. Let me find my notes. Number 1, and this is for US, if anybody's watching this not from the US, this is for the US. It is a little bit different in other countries. Number 1, they are female. Females make the buying decisions when it comes to household things like natural solutions, right? Mainly. They're the most influential in their family when it comes to health, health and wellness and things like that. So female is, I'm not rating these in any particular order, just females on the list. Number 1. Number 1 is going to be female. Number 2, between the ages of 35 and 55. All right. Does that mean that you cannot be successful under 35? No, that does not mean that. We've got some 28-year-old diamonds out there. They have a very successful upline, but 28-year-old diamonds are out there, right? And beyond, and beyond. But 35 to 55, you have experience in business in some sort, like, in the workforce. You have a much bigger network than you do in your 20s, right? And you might be sick of your job. Anybody here sick of your job? Shay, serious face. All right. So female, 35 to 55. Number 3, they are business minded. Maybe they have they have an entrepreneurial spirit. They have launched other businesses before. They have experience in sales. Someone who know what they doing is number 3. It's very important to me. Number 3. All right. Number 4, they're into natural things. This is a holistic health company, health and wellness, natural. That's number 4. Number 5, they have a money need or a purpose need, right? So maybe they're not, like we had a woman on our call, her husband made good money. They had money, but she wanted to adopt a child like every month. And it's like $10,000 to adopt a kid every month, like for other people. That's what she wanted to do. That was her mission. And so she had to be diamond or above, right? I think she's presidential. So a money or a purpose need. Oh, guys, what number am I on?
6 is
Number
next.
6. Number 6. They have a measure of influence. They are influential. When they speak, people are like, what's she about to say? If they make a recommendation, people are like, let me go try that. That's someone of influence. And number 7, if they are married, they have a supportive spouse. I gotta tell you, your man gotta be on board because it's hard if he ain't. If you're not married, then you don't have to worry about that. But there's something about having somebody in your house that's saying this will never work. This will never work versus you got this. You got this. Keep going. Don't give up. There's something about it in your home that makes a difference in your success in this business. All right. So all of these diamonds, all of these diamonds have these 7 characteristics. Now, does that mean that every diamond has all 7? No. Elise Chedevi had 6. She was not into natural things. It's really funny to me. Top ranked distributor doesn't even like natural things. Had to be, okay, I'll try the product. Right? But these are the top 7 characteristics. And I have seen in my own personal business that these are the characteristics. Now, for me, there are some that are more important than others. And that's what you have to decide. What is most important to you? Who do you want to work with? Because these are your people. Shade's so funny. All right. So for me, I have a list of 10 things that I want. I have these 7. I need, listen, no drama. I need drama free. Don't bring the drama to me. We don't operate like that. Okay. I want someone who is resourceful and independent, who can work on their own. A true leader, right? And I want someone that knows how to have fun. We traveling together, y'all. We're tripping it. We're going on trips together. You know, we need to be able to enjoy each other's company. I don't want to feel like I'm always working when I'm working. Those are my 10 things. Those are the things that I'm scanning for when I'm talking to somebody. I'm listening for. Oh, I hear. Yeah. Oh. Okay. This might be someone I can talk business with, right? So you need to figure out, beyond these 7 characteristics that we know are proven, what other things are important to you in your business partner. What is it that you want in your next business partner? Okay. So let's say you have a list of 10 as well. If your list is 10, then what you're going to do is write down all 10 of your things. And what you're going to do is go through your list. This is all part of your preparation phase, guys. Go through your list and rate your person on a scale from 1 to 10. How many of the 10 qualities do they have? Are they 7? Are they a 3? Are they a 1? Are they a solid 10? Okay, so go through and rate everybody. And then number 3 steps I've given you guys. Then you want to organize your list from highest score to lowest score. You follow me? Your 10s at the top, your 1s at the bottom. Okay? That's what we're doing. And that is the list we begin with. We start with the 10s. Okay? So that's all I want you to do. I don't want you to call them and tell them, hey, I got this business opportunity for you. Don't do that. That's the
Thank you.
Yes. We're not doing that. That's the I in pipes. That's next week. We will talk about how to invite. Now, preparation is more than this. I'm going to give you a resource in our group chat. I'm going to give you a resource where you can do a little bit more research and learn more about what's involved in the preparation phase. I'll give you a couple of other like videos and things like that you can watch so that you can kind of get understand what you should be doing at this phase in your business. Okay. I know that many of you are like, hey, we're not learning about the product in the preparation phase. Like, actually, that's not that important. I know. You're in sales. You sell essential oils. That's about all you need to know at this phase in the game. You'll learn it. I promise you'll learn it. But if you on your list are silver and above, you need business partners. Like right now, you need them. You need to structure your organization for success. You need to be making as much money as you can off the gate, or you will not stay with me. And I know that. So the first thing we're going to do is get our list together, know exactly what we're doing, and then we're going to go to the next phase. Talk to me. Give me some feedback. How you feeling?
Sounds
Good.
good to me.
Yep, getting on that list.
Yeah.
It sounds good. The 100 list does scare me, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
See where we go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Does it scare
I will,
anybody?
s- I will say that I have not heard the rating system before.
Mhm.
And that makes me more excited about making the list. And then saying, don't call them and say, I've got this business opportunity, makes me even more grateful to go ahead and do it, because I've I have my preconceived notions about multi-level marketing, network marketing in general. And those are the things that make me, talk to everybody, well,
Yeah.
when presented that way, as opposed to who already knows, likes, and trusts you, and there's a method to the madness, to me, that's a very strategic approach to what you're actually going to say. I think the only extra step that my sister and I as twins have here is we're going to do our list together, because we know so many of the same people, and
Yep.
I mean, at least I think we're going to do our list together. I'm speaking for Shy, but that is, I think that we can probably divide and conquer and come up with a much larger, the 200 each, if we just stay away from the same people and have that end goal in mind, which I love the process, the strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. And Micaiah, you're saying you agree with what she just said in terms of what? Not
Yeah.
what?
So just the multi-level marketing, the preconceived notions about it, and just not wanting to be an imposition on people. Well, that's because I'm very introverted and reserved, but I do enjoy the idea of sales, so I like it. But it's just the 100, and then reaching out of the blue, like all of it is a bit daunting to me. But I know it. I understand why it needs to be done, so I want to do it for sure.
Yeah. So so my approach is different than others. So that's why your timeline is important. If you have I need to make $10,000 within 3 months, or I'm going to be evicted from my home, right? Whatever is pushing that number. Your approach is more aggressive. It's never, hey, I have this opportunity. It's never that. It's never that. We have some really good scripts that get to it, because you do need to get to it. Like if you're on a timeline, you do need to get to it. But you get to it without the cringe, right? Like I would feel comfortable doing that. And I have done it. But my approach by and large is much less aggressive. It's much more organic, but it also is taking me time. I'm not diamond yet. And I've been in it 5.5 years, right? There's a lot of reasons for that, but I don't know that I'll ever want to grow my business. Hey, well, it would never be like that, but you know what I mean? And aggressively like that. I like an organic approach. And that's what I'm going to teach you, is an organic approach. But I will also show you how to do it more direct as needed. But I approached Shay directly.
Okay.
She ghosted me for about a year or two. So be prepared for that. Okay, Millie has a question. Go ahead.
No, I was actually just gonna kind of add on to what Micaiah was saying. So initially, yes, I felt that way. And I feel like people consider me more extrovert, but I initially felt that way. But doing the weekly calls, and it's true, like what they say, like the products kind of sell themselves. Because sometimes you say doTERRA and people get excited about it. Oh, you do that? Like, oh, or this, or like, I understand some of those sentiments because I had some of the same ones, but like going into it like the couple of months and just talking to a few people, like those people on your list, it's actually less daunting than you're imagining.
It is. It truly is. And the approach, like I'm just sitting here thinking, like, no, I actually do the direct approach quite often. So Shy, I did it to you. I don't know if it felt like a direct approach. I definitely did it to you, Shay.
Yeah, you didn't, yeah.
So I think it has to do, like when I say we're playing chess, I mean, I didn't just pick up the phone and call Shy. I had been thinking about it for a while, for a couple months. Like, she's checking some of my boxes here. Right? Same thing with Shay. I was like, nah, Shay was on my list from the very beginning. So, it's not it's not random, but when you actually do make the call, you're wording it in such a way that it doesn't feel like, hey girl, that's no strategy. That's a copy and paste message. We not doing that. We not doing that. We got the best of the best in our upline training us and helping us come up with like custom scripts to make this thing sound organic and natural, and also to present an opportunity that is actually hard to say no to. It is. Like, it just is.
So then, one more question. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
no, I didn't have
Okay. No, so another thing that I'm finding that I'm encountering is a lot of people, I'm struggling to get past the cost. It's like that's what's stopping them, because I'm trying to get people to sample. I'm like, they're like, hey, yeah, I want to try it, but I can't really do, this amount right now. Things like that. Like, how do you guys overcome or help them to appreciate the value of the products off the bat? Because sometimes like that's all the people that I'm interacting, that's what they see right now.
How do they even know the price? I'm curious.
I'm sending carts. Like I'm making generated links, and I'm like, these are some of the stuff that I recommend to you, and then they look at it and then like they'll delete a bunch of stuff from the cart.
And what was said, Chiron, you put your thumbs up. So that's a similar problem that challenge that you're experiencing.
Yes. A lot of people, just keeping it 100, a lot of people in my warm market, believe that the product, although its quality is a bit hard on their pockets.
Are they,
So, they'll be like, yeah, I just want this, but I don't want that, yeah.
and
I can identify with Micaiah.
Okay. And they're saying that to you. That's not an assumption you've made. That's a question.
Oh, yeah, I've had people like, no, I'm not trying to do this monthly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I have, a small number of people, I had, before I switched, teams, a small number on LRP, but they wasn't doing, like 100 every month.
Yeah. Okay.
I was, but yeah.
So, well, what I'll tell you guys in my experience is that's cultural. I believe that to be cultural. I believe that, I don't know about the Latina community, but the African American community, we will spend, because those same people, is their hair done? Are their nails done? Do they have a Gucci? What kind of car they got? Right? So they have the money. It's about how they allocate it and how they choose to spend it. We are not conditioned and trained to spend money, invest money in health and wellness until we're sick. Right?
I totally agree.
So our job, or my job, because I saw that off the gate, my job is to retrain their brain. And that's why you see me on social media all the time, because my community of people, I have a multiracial community of people, but still they hold tight onto a penny. We teach them in our classes that it's you are investing in your health, right? Now, at the end of the day, some just don't have the money. And that's when we present the business opportunity. I was broke as a joke, y'all. But I got those Lifelong Vitalities, and I was on Lifelong Vitality. I was on it for a month, and I was like, I might hop on a pole to make sure. I thought it in my head. I was like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get these vitamins in my life, I will figure it out. So what I'm about to do, I'm about to sell some essential oils. So I introduce the business to people to help them see how they can offset the expense. And another thing I do, and I'm going to encourage you guys to do this, and I'm going to come to you next, Shay. I'm going to encourage you to really, really, really sit with what I'm about to say. I don't give any energy to that conversation. When people start talking to me about price, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me know how else I can help you. I'm not spending any energy on it. I don't address it. I'm not talking about like, oh, I know it's expensive. No, it's a priority. It's and I don't say that to make them feel bad. I don't say like, no, you got it. I'm sure you got it. You just don't want to spend it on this, and that's okay, but say that, right? I don't do anything. I just don't spend any energy on that. Somebody sent me a message today. Is it on sale? No, it's not. Do you want it? So I'm gonna just encourage you to not spend a lot of energy there. Spend some more time on education, like truly educating them on the value of the investment, and call it that, an investment. Throw out some
Investment.
numbers. Let me tell you something, Micaiah. You start dropping numbers about the look how excited I get. You start dropping statistics about the number of Black and Latina people in America we're the sickest. These two, us on this call, are the sickest in this country. And we're the people that spend the least amount of money on our health. Is there a correlation? Yeah. So don't get me started on it. But maybe pull that into your content.
I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
I'm gonna come off that soapbox. Shay, go ahead.
I was also too just going to suggest you can start off too with some of the more affordable ones, so to speak, like the lemon and the lavenders. And something that's worked in the past with some people is that, you can start your health journey for just like $12, $15. Like, it's not, you will spend that on Starbucks. So that you can have your money, you spend on your Starbucks like 3 times a week, $15, like, or a month and stuff like that. Or, sometimes something that's helped as well is the different ways that you can use your oil. You can put it in the morning, that lemon drop in the morning for your drink, for your water to cleanse. Or also too, you can clean your cabinet, or you can make some lemon bars. I mean, like it can go different ways and stuff like that. So
you can. I just got off the phone a bit ago with my mentor, and she was saying to me, and I want to give you that piece of feedback that she just gave me, is I just want to encourage you, if you're leading like that, if you are so that's like down selling. If you're saying, okay, so here's how I recommend you use that approach is, what is your budget? If this is too much, what is not too much? And let them say it. If they say, if you send them a cart, also, I know you've been trained to send the links and the carts. I don't actually recommend that when you first start, because you need to know how to close like this, right? Because that's when you're going to get to have these conversations. Otherwise, they just take stuff out the cart, and then you maybe what they took out wasn't the smartest thing to take out. So when you can talk to them. So what I would say to a person, if I say, okay, this is based on what you said you needed, you said it, not me. Based on what you said you needed, I put a cart together, and I will say, how does that feel? How does that feel price wise? And if they say, whoa, that's too much. Okay, what can you afford? Like, what feels good to you? And they might, honestly, y'all, I got fat people say, if we could take $50 off, like, that's nothing. Yeah. But if we say, well, at least start with this, we might be cutting ourselves at the knees, right? Because we're here to sell, like, we're in sales. We got to sell. And if we can upsell, we should. Here's what the point my mentor was making is, how much time does it take to sell $50 worth of product versus how much time it takes to sell $200 worth of product? Like, do the math. because that's how much you're making an hour. So if I can sell $200 worth of product, that's what I'm gonna do. So, right, because now I'm bringing more volume, I'm making more money hourly. Like, we have to think about it like that. So I agree, something is better than nothing, and you can definitely multi-purpose these products. But I would also say, you guys don't be mad at me, I don't spend a whole lot of time with, like, I'm targeting people who can afford this, who prioritize this. That's who I want to work with. That's who I'm going to. I spent, and I knew it was happening. I know people are dropping. I knew it was happening. I was on the phone on one of these days this week for at least 30 minutes. It was almost 45 minutes. And I knew what was happening here. And I was like, this woman, I'm so mad. She was asking me question after question after question after question after question for $18 worth of product. And I was like, you know what's going to happen? She's not even going to buy it. Didn't even buy it. Mm-hmm. I was like, I can't, you have wasted my valuable time. So I just really encourage you to think about it like that. Don't spend a lot of time and energy there. If they say they can't afford it, be like, okay, that's cool. Just so you know, there's a couple things you can do. You can have a class that can get your products paid for free. You can consider the business if that's something that you want to do. There's a few ways that you can do it, but I get it. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay.
BOGOs are good for those kind of people.
I just had one other suggestion.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's the playoffs, NBA playoffs, and I'm a basketball girl, so I'm watching it, and I think oftentimes, again, our community of people, they're big into things like that. They look at all the bling and all the clothes and all the things, and LeBron James is one that's known for, he's publicly stated that he invests $1 million a year in his body. Well, when you start using someone that people look up to, and then you're saying, look, we're not asking you for that. But he worked his way up to $1 million. He hasn't always invested $1 million in it himself. And so then you kind of walk it back down to starting to invest in yourself. Then you have some place to go that can be a number of different directions, but it's starting and anchored in someone that people are pretty hyped about at all times, GOAT discussions and all that. So I just, sometimes when you spend some time thinking about what are they looking at, who are they looking at, how do they decide how they spend their money, it may take some time, but it's worth a drop at least.
Sure.
That's a great question. Yeah.
I think that's so good. I think that's so good. So yeah, I mean, and I also think how confident you are when you go into those conversations will impact how they end up, and you get more confident the more you do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, and I will tell you, Micaiah, I would, as much as you can, I just think when you're first starting out, sending links is not, you need the one-on-one. You need to, I don't know if is it just like a link and a text, or are you on the phone with them?
No, hey, like my coworker, I think I posted in one of our chats, but she has an eczema problem. So I saw a protocol in the essential book that I want to hear. It's several oils, but she's like, oh, I can't get all these. I'm like, but you need them to help with it. But she was like, okay, well, I'll just get this one, like the frankincense, I think. And it's just I don't know how to I don't want to be too pushy.
And has she been to an essential oil 101 class?
She hasn't.
Okay, so that's it right there. They need to be educated on the power of oils.
Okay.
You're saying spend $300 on all these oils, and she doesn't even know the power. You don't even know what oils can do.
Yeah.
Other than maybe you saying they're great, they work, and she might trust you and know you and like you, but she needs some information in order to not a ton, but enough to be like, oh, okay, I didn't know essential oils could do that, and then maybe the value of it for her will increase. So in those instances, I would sample her something like a lavender and and tea tree maybe, and just say, mix this in with like a clean lotion or a clean, like a coconut oil or something like that. See if you get some relief. That's just the tip of the iceberg, but see how that works for you. Give her a protocol with just those 2 oils and let her try it out. She has, and this is part of the inviting process we'll talk about next week. When she has a good experience with that, that's when you say, oils are powerful. I'm actually doing a webinar, or let's grab coffee. Let's have lunch tomorrow, and I can break this down for you. Essential oils are amazing. You have to know this information, right? Then you do the spiel, you walk her through it, and then you say, and here's this kit that has all of those oils for $160 or $250. How does that feel?
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different experience. They have to, but that presentation, that's why, like, you don't, I think we talked last week, like, these products won't sell on social media alone.
Right.
Like, buy lavender for $30 when you can get it for $10 at Walmart. People don't, they
Yeah.
have to understand the value of what they have.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
No, very
That
helpful.
was the approach that Peggy Smith, I believe that's her name, Danny, talked about last night, how she sampled her neighbor because her child had this issue, like, hey, maybe try this, and basically transformed the whole household,
Yeah.
and I noticed the similarities in the approach.
Were you not trained like that, Sharon?
Training, what was sampling? Oh yes, I have been. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if you remember, doTERRA used to have, this was back in the day, 'cause I've been with doTERRA actually since 2016. They used to actually have a sample trio. They came in these little perfume tubes. I don't know if you're familiar with the little sample perfume tubes. They had samples of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And I used to keep them on me. I would give them out to a coworker. I would be at Kroger, like here, So yeah, that I don't know why they discontinued that, but yeah, they actually used to have sample trios, and I would buy, I forgot how many, they came, but I would buy them and give them out. So yes, I do believe in sampling.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are on the fence about it, but if you do it right, it works well. And there is a right way to do it. You don't have to sample. I didn't sample for the first year, but I was in my warm market. Once I got in my warm market, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to sample.
Well, I think it's also, I know we're getting to the end, we're about to jump off, but it's also helpful to discuss while sampling, or having a sample discussion, or getting them to think about purchasing once you've given them some of that education, is, you don't have to stay 100% committed to, it was years ago, people used to buy the same thing. They started buying one thing and bought it all their life. But if you like something more and you get a better result, you don't have to keep buying what you're buying. So the exchange of replacement of what you're spending to get a better result, or you're spending money on this one thing and you can buy this thing and you can do 5 things with it. It sometimes will help build the value of the dollar that they're spending.
For sure. It's like swap where you shop kind of a thing.
Exactly.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Awesome. Okay, guys. I know we took you over today. My bad. And we didn't even get through everything, but we got through the main thing. So you guys have the assignment for next week if you choose to do it. And then I will drop a few other things in there. Sharon, you talked about like how to use your time. There is a sample schedule here that we can share. I'll show you the book to download, the book that I'm using to download, and the pages to review. And we'll reconvene this time next week, and we'll be talking about the eye. Inviting.
Thank you.
Okay,
right.
thanks.
Thank you
so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks. Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.